Hey everybody! So after last week's hook themes, I got a lot of requests for people to from people to find out more about Emma's themes. And as I went through, I realized that we have a lot more of them than I had originally realized, or perhaps it's just that a lot of them are related to other characters as well. Here we go. I'll go ahead and get started. So the very first theme of Emma's from the very first episode, we still call Lonely Cupcake, and that is really Emma's main theme. So here's an example of that. So that was Emma's theme from the very beginning. Way to go, Mark. That's always so beautiful. And then I also have another variation that I really liked, and this is also from season 1. It's from the finale episode of season 1. And that had some really beautiful cello solos, I believe by Andrew Schulman, who is our main cellist on the show and does some amazing work. So moving along, we had Emma. We had a little bit of a love theme for Emma that was kind of generic at the beginning. That was really sort of for some hope for her to find some love. And I totally forgot about this one until I was looking through for her various themes. So here's an example of that. So that one actually has some similarities to Emma and Hook's theme, which we've heard on last week's, and which I will play again for you today. After that, Emma's first real love interest in season 1 was Graham, our huntsman. Who's long since moved on to other things, and this was their theme. I always found that one to be really lovely, as well as actually Graham's main theme, which was also really gorgeous. I'm sad that we had to move on from that one. So next, the next sort of character that joined Emma's life in this way was Neil. When we went through our flashbacks with Neil, really was more where this theme came up. So we've got two different versions here. One is Emma and Neil, kind of like their caper theme when they were getting to know each other and doing things like stealing cars. So here you go. Alright, the next Emma and Neil theme that we have is their love theme. So that one's really lovely and kind of short. I also always really liked those Emma and Neil themes Mark decided to place, since it was sort of taking place in Portland, and I think it was probably, I guess, the 90s or 2000s is when that would take place, but he went with this sort of modern vibe with the roads and kind of chill drums and stuff. So it was a really different vocabulary for the show to what we usually have. But you really represented sort of where they came from. So the last three examples that I have are kind of long pieces, and they, well, two of them were not used for a super long time. The Lost Girl one was really only for one episode, but I just thought it was really gorgeous, and I wanted to share it with you guys. And we also have Emma's Dark One material, and then I will close off with another example of the Emma and Hook music, just because I know everyone loves that so much. Oh, also a little explanation that these themes are all titled with the theme. This is just my way of organizing it. I put the name of the theme first, and then these are the cue numbers. So this is the episode number that the cues come from, and then it's followed by the identification of where it came in the episode. So for example, for this one, this was in episode 206. This was in the first act of the show, which means before the first commercial break, and was the third piece of music in that act. So just a little piece of trivia for you there. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to Emma's Dark One music. This was actually written by Mark for the Comic-Con promo for San Diego Comic-Con, the year where Emma took on the Dark One, and so this particular piece of music was never actually aired, although I do think you can find it on one of the SoundCloud albums. So you guys may have noticed at the end there was a dark variation of the Lonely Cupcake theme. Another thing that may be of interest in that cue was because it was just for Comic-Con, it wasn't for air, we didn't actually get to record any live orchestra on that, so it's a lot more electronic just because it sort of sounds better than trying to fake the full orchestra, but all of the strings that you heard on that were just programmed really, really well by Mark. Alright, so the next cue that I wanted to share with you guys is a variation actually on the storybook theme, which I may get into at a future time. But this one was specifically for Emma in season 3 when she was visiting when everyone was in Neverland, and she was sort of learning that she identified more with the Lost Boys than she realized. So this was Emma's Lost Girl theme that really only was in that one episode, and particularly really mainly in this one cue, but I just find it really gorgeous and wanted to share. I also saw during this, somebody asked how to save this on your phone. I think that this one was actually on one of the albums. I think it was on this season 3 one, which is at the very least on SoundCloud. So you should be able to listen to it from your phone there. So the very last one that I'm going to play is another variation of Emma and Hook's theme. I played sort of the main version of the theme on the Hook video I did last week, but this is a variation from episode 508, and it's one of my personal favorites. So here you go. Alright, so that's all I have for today for Emma's themes. So let me know if you guys want me to do any other characters, as I'm happy to go through this. Keeping track of, organizing, and making note of all the themes is one of my jobs on the show, and one of my favorite jobs. So I am always more than happy to explain things and answer any questions, so feel free to hit me up on Twitter if you have anything else you want to see. Snowing, that's great. Snow also is a character that has like a million themes, so I am happy to take a look at those. All right, cool. So thanks, guys, and see you next time.